I suffered my stroke actually 5 days before my 30th, almost 5 years ago. Happy birthday to me. I was actually at work. I did have a really bad headache in back of my head, but didn't really think anything of it. At the time, I was smoking, and luckily, I don't know, it must have been God saying don't go out at that time, because it was about 3:15. It was about my break to go out and have a cigarette. And I was doing postage stamps, and all of a sudden, I lost my right side, and I had to take like a door, like a part of the door, and hang on to it. And basically, I had to like get down on the ground. I had no control on my right side, or it was my left side. Yeah, it was my left side. I'm sorry. So basically, I didn't know I was having a stroke until when they got me to the hospital. Actually, let me rewind. Before they got me to the hospital, I told them don't call the ambulance at work. Call my husband. I was married at the time, and he was a paramedic, basic paramedic. So he came. Fortunately, he was just around the corner. He came right away, and he said, call the E-unit right away. He knew something major was going on. So they rushed me to the hospital, and all I remember was they said, we're going to have to get a stroke support doctor here, and that's what scared me. My doctor had me come to the rehab facility because I needed to do occupational, physical therapy, speech therapy, swallow therapy, driving everything. I had to pretty much relearn certain things for me to actually get back into the real world. I had a hard time walking. I was unstable, so I had to use a cane at the time. And when, like, my speech was very off, very hard to understand me, as a lot of people would know if someone has a stroke. Obviously, you have a very hard time understanding someone. Slurred speech, trying to understand them. The swallowing, I had swallow problems, especially when it came food time and stuff to swallow. And then, of course, they wouldn't let me drive. My doctor wouldn't let me drive because I was not safe to drive. So it took a few months until they actually had Mary Freebed teach me how to drive, and I actually learned how to drive here at Mary Freebed. I learned about the stroke support group through Mary Freebed, and I'm probably one of the youngest, as I'm only just a couple months short of 35, 7 months short of 35, 6 months, and it was kind of a letdown in a sense, because most of our people here are older, and you just never think that people my age or even younger, because I know one other person that is in the stroke support group, you don't think that it can happen to you, but it happens to anybody, if you're male, female, young, old, and we all have different things. And what's nice is, like, I've noticed it really has grown. Like, we have a humongous group. I mean, from 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago that I started at the group, it was small, and I was not secure about it. And then I just kept coming, and I noticed that there was quite a bit of, more and more people. And now, when I am working, if I happen to say something, because I end up having problems sometimes, like talking, especially when I get tired. I start fumbling over my words, and a lot of times I say, I'm sorry, I suffered a stroke. And sometimes, like, a lot of people have said, oh, my so-and-so has suffered a stroke, and I have been, like, saying, hey, we have a support group on the first Wednesdays of each month at Mary Freebed.